Here is this rough comp that I created just to give you an idea of how this kind of iPad app, book, magazine type thing works. This is just a rough cover page, and you'll scroll to go to one of your photos, which in this case we ran full page, and you can tug on this little circle up in the upper left hand corner and pull down your poem about Fibonacci, and it can tuck right back up and you can enjoy the image again. Here's another one. I've got a cue in the corner that brings up another poem. The next image, which is absolutely gorgeous, also has a poem that can be pulled out. This would not have to be used everywhere, but it gives you an idea of how you can have the photo bring up a caption, a poem, whatever you like as secondary information to the image. This is another way that we could play around with including, again, poetry, other text, a caption that just states where this is, but then we can make it go away so you can just look at the photo again. Another example. Oops, there we go. Another stunning image. This one, I was playing around with different ways to cue it, and we can discuss how we want to do that, but at this point you tap on the guy and up comes a title for the piece and the option to hear you speak the poem.
There's a poem called Balance, and when I was young I was an astronomer. I was president of my astronomy club,
and then we'll stop that for now. Obviously the audio levels are not perfect in this case, but this was just something that I took off of, I don't even know where I got you speaking that poem, so that we can work on. This is a secondary piece of information that could or could not be used. I don't know how interested you are in, this other narrative going on, but I just wanted to show you an example of what we could do. This particular image allows you to look at sort of a panorama of peaks in this case. This is not one of your photos, and I think that's quite obvious even to the naked eye, the unknowing eye. But it's still a cool effect, and you can also read a large chunk of text by scrolling down a ways. This is a clickable map, which allows you to click on one of the names up on the map, and it brings up, I clicked on Mount Everest, and it brings up an image of Everest and some information about that. Again, this isn't necessarily the information that you would want to have, but I was just creating an example for you of how you can kind of drill down deeper into information in meaningful, useful, and fun and interactive ways. This I love. I love these photos of you, but I also just love this effect. This is a timeline, completely bogus information that I made using a bunch of photographs I had of you. And it's just a fun thing. You just scroll across the bottom to go cataloging through your life. It's kind of fun. Anyway, I love that. I would understand if you're not interested in doing that, but I think it's amazing and fun and lovely. You'll listen, the music will play, but it's very quiet. And this is, I believe, one of your pieces recorded, but I wasn't, at that time I didn't know how to affect the volume. But this was a page that was basically formed around some of your text that you wrote about night music, and I read the piece, including it here along the left, and chose photos that spoke to that particular, the things that you were talking about on screen. And when you load the page, it triggers the sound, the music to be played as well, the Chopin Nocturne. So again, it's not necessarily the information that's appropriate to this project. However, it's wonderful to be able to do things like this, and if we'd like to include some unusual kinds of information, I can make it so, and I can make it beautiful, I believe, especially working with such beautiful source material. This again, another thing that you had written, and I kind of went and took it to the next level. Again, I'm not, and included some, a little background bio of Clara Schumann, but again, not information that you would necessarily want to include here, but these are the kinds of ways that we can, again, animate information and make it very interesting. We can also, in this case, click on that and bring up your discussion and your video from the top of some crazy mountain, some crazy moment. Unfortunately, I've got very slow download
This
right
is a love song
here and now, but there it is.
Clara Schumann, but not by her husband Robert Schumann, by Johannes Brahms. You can hear the Clara theme.
It's good.
Four
It's
notes
so
to
fun.
sing.
Oh dear. Okay, now I'm going to click done.
There
We're going to move away from that. But I could have watched the whole thing. That's the problem with me. This was some photo tweaking that I did. We're beyond that stage, but it was just something to kind of give you an idea of where we began. And click on the red square and it shows you the tweak number 1, which was just lightening over all. And then tweak number 2 leaves it lighter but darkens the sky again. So there you go. That just gives you an idea of what this is.